as we know, not all numbers play nice. And so sometimes we've got decimal places on the end of a number for measuring accuracy. Typically, this happens when we're measuring things that are really small. So it could be that we are maybe measuring the width of a hair, or maybe we're looking at cell structure in a biology class. But it could also be that we just want to be really accurate or precise with our measurements. Maybe it's something larger that we're measuring, but we want to be really accurate. Okay, and so that's usually where decimals come in. So we'll talk about how to add decimals here in this video. So let's just grab two numbers that have that decimal portion added to them. So I'm just going to make something up here. So let's say we've got, put an example down here. And let's say we've got 6.375, and we want to add that to something else. Let's say we want to add that to 10.416. Now I made both of these decimals, or these numbers, have the same place values in terms of their decimals. We could have more. If we do, let's say, for example, up here, we measured this out to here, to 4 decimal places, but this was only measured out to 3. Then when we add these together, we just put a 0 in there as a placeholder. That's all we have to do. When we add, it's like standard addition in terms of our algorithm. So what we're going to do is we're going to line everything up. The best way to do that is to make sure that you've got both numbers written down so that the decimal points are lined up right there, and then all my other numbers going back are lined up. That helps you avoid any confusion because you want to be adding the same things together, right? So I don't want to be adding a tenth with a hundredth. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It's adding apples and oranges together, right? They're not the same thing. So again, if we make sure our decimal point is lined up, we're usually in pretty good shape. And then we just go ahead and we add down. So I'm going to start on the far right-hand side here, and I'm just going to add these together. So I'll get a 4. And now here I'll add the 5 and the 6 together, and I'm going to get an 11. So since I don't want to write an 11 down here, what I'm going to do is that extra, the 11, is going to split into a 1. And then 10 more. And when I have 10 more, that's just going to put 1 more in the place value to the left of it. Okay, so then we proceed. So we've got 1, a 7, and a 1. I believe that's 9. And then we've got our 3 and our 4 together, so that's 7. And then, of course, 6 and our 0 gives us 6. And then we've got our value there, and that's it. This is all there is to adding decimals together.